This is an Out and About with Jamie Grout Shortcast, a follow-up to the podcast that we just did with this man to my right and your left, Wade Sheeler, who is with the Masonic Lodge in Newton and with the state of Iowa. And Wade, we are in, what do you call this room? It's a special room here for Masons.
This is the lodge room.
Okay, let me turn the camera around here, see what it looks like. But those chairs apparently were donated by the old Rialto Theater in Newton, correct?
That's correct.
And then I'm looking at, what do you call that?
The altar.
Okay.
And you'll notice there's a Holy Bible on the altar.
Yes.
The one unique thing is that altar has been in this lodge room since 1888. It was given by a man by the name of Charles Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
And his one request when he gave it was that he wanted an inscription on it in memory of his mother. And that inscription is on that altar.
You can see that if you look close enough. It says mother. And then in the background, you can see a piano.
The piano was given to the lodge by F.L. Maytag, who was a member of the lodge. And it was given to this lodge in memory of his wife, Dina Maytag.
Okay. And now at the front of the lodge, what is all that about?
Well, the front of the lodge, the chair in the middle is where the master sits, called Wishful Master, which essentially means he's the president of the lodge for his year. We have two wardens, the senior warden and the junior warden, which are essentially the first vice president and the second vice president. And those wardens actually comes from the Church of England. The wishful master, when I say wishful master, it has absolutely nothing to do with religion. The term wishful is just a title, like what in this country we call judge, your honor.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So there's a lot, we talked about a ritual involved in Masonry also, Wade. Tell us about some of that happens when people become either Master Masons or when you have different ceremonies here.
Well, each degree has a it's a degree, we call it, and essentially it's a little play, and it's all done from memory, and that's how the lessons of Freemasonry are conveyed.
And what do you like best about being a Mason?
Well, as I said on the audio portion, I think the part I enjoy the most is just all the different people I've met over the years. There's a lot of history with Freemasonry. Freemasonry goes back literally probably close to 1,000 years. The Grand Lodge of England, which we are actually descended from, was formed in 1717, but there's evidence that there were lodges many, many, many years before that.
And this lodge has been around for years.
This lodge has been here since 1855. The Masons have been in this building since 1871.
Incredible. And there's a lot of famous people and politicians who have become Masons also.
There are. As I mentioned, F.L. Maytag is probably our most famous Mason, but 13 of the presidents have been Masons. Senators, governors, business executives, just a variety of Norman. Some of you might remember Norman Vincent Peale is a very famous minister. He was a Freemason.
Didn't he do the power of positive thinking?
He did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, that's great. And there's different offshoots to Masonry too. We could talk about Scottish Rite, York Rite, Shrine.
That's correct. They're what we call pendant bodies. Basically the Shriners is more of a social organization, and their big philanthropy is the Shriners Children's Hospital. The Scottish Rite and the York Rite are pendant bodies, and they basically expand upon the lessons taught in the Blue Lodge.
And the Newton Lodge does a lot for the community too.
We do. This coming Monday, we're having a Veterans Appreciation Dinner. This year, we've supported the Books for Bikes program. We've supported Open Arms Foundation. We do things for the fire department, the police department. We participate in cops or Kids with Cops, and at Christmas time. So yeah, we try to be active in the community. Last Thursday night, we were out at the park for a trunk or treat, and we handed out candy to over 3,000 kids.
Wow, that's fantastic. We have a little time left. Wade, if someone is interested in becoming a Mason, what's the first step they need to take in doing that?
The first step that I would do is recommend is to go out to a website called beafreemason.org. There's a lot of good information out there. If you're interested, you can fill out a form and submit it, and it will go to the lodge in the town where you live, and somebody will contact you and follow up with your questions.
Fantastic. Thanks for talking with us today.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
My friend Wade Sheeler, who is with the lodge here in Newton, Masonic Lodge, and also the Masonic Lodge for the state of Iowa on Out and About with Jamie Grau. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you haven't heard it yet, check out the podcast. Later on this week, I think we're going to have a podcast about mental health, which is a topic on a lot of people's minds. We've been really stressed out with this election that's been going on. And so you might want to check that out. Again, I think that's later on this week here on Out and About with Jamie Grau.